Hey guys, this is Alex. Welcome to my first video on Media Crunch. I will be doing a movie review for my first video. I'm very excited to be sharing my thoughts with you guys on this channel. So without further ado, let's begin. Enjoy! Now first I'm going to mention that I will not be mentioning spoilers in this video because today's film is not very well known and I would like to keep the whole plot of the movie as minimal as I can so that you guys can watch the film for yourselves without knowing too much. Today's review is for a film called Speak. It was released in 2005 as a TV movie for the Showtime network after being at the Sundance Film Festival a year before. It stars Kristen Stewart a few years before starring in Twilight. In this film, she plays a girl who is entering her first day of high school. She is dealing with a lot of trauma after something that happened to her in the past that affected her and her relationship with her friends. So she decides to go through high school without speaking to anybody, and the whole movie basically revolves around her coping through high school and life as a non-talkative person. Now before I get to my thoughts on the movie, I want you guys to know that I haven't even heard of this film until fairly recently after watching an overlooked review of it from my favorite film reviewer, Chris Stuckman. If you guys are unfamiliar with him, he is a guy on YouTube who reviews movies and he is my inspiration for doing this. So I want to give a big shout out to him for inspiring me to follow in his footsteps. Anyway, back to the review. Speak is a coming-of-age film that I really think flew under the radar for a lot of people since it was only released as a made-for-TV movie. As a movie buff myself, it definitely flew under the radar for me as well, because I can honestly say that this film is definitely something special, because while the movie was only released on television, I honestly feel like this could have been released in theaters as a little sleeper hit, and I'm sure that that was the filmmaker's intentions since this film was selected for Sundance. Because not only is this the best made-for-TV film that I've seen, it is also one of the most unique and endearing coming-of-age films I've ever seen. If you guys want to know any more about me, one of my all-time favorite films is The Edge of 17. That movie totally took me by surprise when I first saw it, and it ended up being a movie that pretty much reflected me in a lot of ways when I was in high school and even as an adult, thanks to the film's brilliant writing. Speak is a very similar film in that it's also about a girl coping through high school and dealing with angst. But what makes these films stand out so much is how relatable they can be to that one person who struggles socially, and yet they can be relatable to everyone at the same time. The filmmakers really understand how to tap into the minds of young people and their struggles. This film was written and directed by Jessica Scharzer and was based on the book by Laurie Halse Anderson. Apparently this was based on an experience that the author had, and she decided to bring this to her novel, which I think is a really great way to express your own experiences and bring them to light, to make them important and relevant. Let's talk about Kristen Stewart. In my opinion, she is an extremely underrated actress because after she starred in the Twilight saga and even before it, she has shown herself to be a real talent. Even today, she still gets some hate for starring in Twilight. Now personally, I've only seen the first Twilight movie, and I do remember her being pretty awful in it. But I think her and other actors from Twilight, like Robert Pattinson, were just under bad direction because they can actually really act in other projects, and Stewart's performance in Speak really speaks, no pun intended, for itself. She really captures the feeling of struggling through life as a teenager with barely any dialogue. Now that may seem extremely easy for an actor or actress to do in their performances since they would rarely have much to say, but Kristen Stewart truly is excellent at portraying an average angst-filled teenager and making it feel real, raw, emotional, and unique at the same time. Other actors who appear in the film include Steve Zahn as her rebellious art teacher, as he would describe himself at one point in the film. He really surprised me with his performance, since he is most known for being in comedies. But similar to other comedic actors like Adam Sandler or Robin Williams, they have shown to give really terrific dramatic performances. While Steve Zahn is not a household name actor like Sandler or Williams, he should get more recognition for his performance in this film. He is fantastic at playing someone who is sympathetic to the main character and can even relate to her struggles. Elizabeth Perkins is also in the film as Stewart's mother, who doesn't understand why her daughter is the way she is, but she worries so much about her, and she is also terrific in her role. The writing and directing by Jessica Scharzer is another thing that surprised me so much, because the way that the film is played out with its subject matter is that she has the main story with the main character going through high school be very streamlined But the situation in the film that causes the main character's friends to blow her off is played out throughout the whole film in scenes that appear every 15 minutes or so. I thought that was a very different and great screenwriting technique that makes the audience feel like they might be watching something that they think would come off predictable and that might lose the audience's attention very fast and make it important for the whole film. If you guys have not seen Speak, because more than likely you probably haven't since it's not well known, this film is the poster child of underrated movies that deserve to get recognition for movie buffs and anyone who can relate to characters in film. This film truly caught me off guard because I really related to the main character, which is very important for your movie because if you don't care about the characters in your movie, then the movie wouldn't work all that well. But Speak can speak, again, no pun intended, to everybody, which is why I think that this film is, again, very underrated and a movie that everybody should seek out. I'm gonna give Speak an A. So that's my review of Speak. Again, please check this film out if you have the chance. It's really worth your time, and in my opinion, it's the perfect example of an underrated gem that should be more popular for fans of this genre and for all movie lovers. So with all that said, I want to thank you guys for checking out my video on this channel. I had a lot of fun making this video. If you guys want to see more from me in the future, I have a channel for YouTube that I will be using for all of my upcoming content, and I will occasionally make a new video for this channel if I really have something to say for whatever I'm talking about in the video. Once again, thank you guys for watching. Bye.